Okay, I'm back, guys, and I'm ready to show you how to fry the salmon patties. So I'm gonna set my phone over here so it can record and get situated. So I've already got my, that's not an iron skillet, I've already got my electric skillet heating, and we have to choose a healthy oil that's got a high smoke point. So what I'm gonna use today is avocado oil, because it has a higher smoke point, and that's a good one for frying. And these salmon patties are only going to have to fry about 3 minutes on each side. So it'll be a fairly quick process. But this video will probably go about 9 or 10 minutes with the cooking time. So I'm going to pour my oil in the skillet, and you just want to make sure you have enough that it'll get around and coat the whole thing. But I didn't measure, and you probably wouldn't either. You just pour at it and pour it and guess at it. So now I'm making sure that the oil has covered the whole bottom of this electric skillet. And my salmon patties have been in the freezer, so now they're in a more solid state than they were before. I'm gonna move this lid. And I'm going to take them off here and stick them into my hot oil. I've got the skillet turned on to medium high. I've got it on about between 325 and 350. All right. So now they're going to start cooking for 3 minutes on that side. And then I'll flip them and they'll do 3 minutes on the other side. So this is going to be a good meal. Salmon has a ton of good qualities as long as you're eating a wild-caught salmon and not a farm-raised salmon. Anything that's farm-raised, whether it be fish or beef, chicken, anything that's farm-raised and not otherwise, like with the beef and chicken, they call it pasture raised and or free range. But with fish, they call it wild caught because it's been caught out in the wild, in the ocean, out in the wild, in the waters. And they were never fed grain because all they lived on was what they ate that was in their natural habitat. And so if you eat farm-raised anything else, any other kind of poultry or beef or anything like that, then what happens is most likely it was fed grain unless it's otherwise noted or mentioned. So like with my beef and stuff like that, when I make that, I always go with a grass-fed, grass-finished version because I have a lot of intolerances to some grains, and you never know what's being fed to them, but usually it's some type of corn. And corn is the worst offender, with its 95% of it being a GMO thing. So anyway, I was just saying all that to say that if you're eating salmon or any other kind of fish, your best bet is to try to eat a wild-caught version of it. So now it's been about 3 minutes. I'm going to lift this lid and we're going to look at it and see if it's ready to flip. And now when you start flipping these things, you always want to pay attention when you're putting them in, what order you place them into the hot oil, and then you want to flip from that same order, because That way everything's been in the hot oil about the same amount of time by the time you get them all flipped over. So I started with this one in this corner, so I'm gonna flip it. Yep, it looks really good. I got a big old spatula and I'm trying to make sure I got room to work without damaging the other patties that are already in there. Okay. So now they need 3 minutes on this side. And after they've cooked for their 3 minutes on this side, we'll remove them to the dish that I'm going to store them in for the day, and I will just put them into a warm oven to sit through the day until it's time to eat later. And the salad that I made, the black bean and asparagus salad, it will sit in the fridge through the day until it's time to pull it out and eat it with the salmon patties tonight. And while it's sitting in the fridge, all those delicious flavors from the oil and the cumin, salt, pepper, and apple cider vinegar, along with the flavors from the vegetables themselves, are going to marinate in that delicious blend, and it's gonna be real tasty. So that ought to be a super good complement to the salmon for our meal tonight. And like I say, after this is all said and done, I'll take a picture of the 2 items, because I know that this will be going on Facebook, and some people would prefer to see the picture and then decide whether or not they want to take time to watch my videos. So for YouTube folks, you just get the videos, because there's no way to do just pictures on YouTube. But anyways, this is where we're at. So anyhow, I think this is going to be a real good meal. I appreciate everybody's time and attention, and my YouTube channel is growing. I've gotten, I think last night I looked and I had 19 subscribers. I used to only have about 5 or 6. So something about doing this cooking vlog and me throwing it out there on Facebook, I guess, has helped my YouTube channel to grow somewhat. So as people find interesting recipes and videos of things I've cooked and share them to other friends and family members, who knows, it could keep on growing. But I'm not doing it for money. I'm just doing it for fun and for a reference guide for myself in the future to go back to look at if I ever need a meal idea in the future. So I hope everybody's enjoying this. I'm enjoying doing the videos and the cooking and getting a lot from it. So it's been about 3 minutes, and now it's time to start removing the salmon patties to the dish they'll sit in through the day. So I've turned the skillet off, and now I'm going to take them out, and I'll show you as I get them out how they look. Well, there again, I got to make room because this is a big spatula. So that's how it looks. And it's going to go in my dish here. I'll try to show you another one. So they turned out real good. They still got the brown, crunchy edge. That's 3. They're just not as crispy and crunchy as they would be if they had some kind of breadcrumb or something. But you don't have to have that for food to taste good. And it's a lot healthier without the breading, I'll tell you that much. Because our bodies aren't really meant to process those grains. So that's all I've got today. Thanks for your time and attention. I'll take a picture and that will go on the Facebook post. Have a blessed day, friends. Have a great weekend.